second slide. Hello, can you hear me? All right, I want to thank you all for coming. It's a pleasure to be here, to be able to present in this beautiful city, also this amazing expedition that's here. Today we're going to talk a little bit about overcoming supply chain challenges and give you a little bit of insights in what we're seeing in some of the key trends that's going to require supply chain to be successful with global expansion. Next slide. I'm Willis Stasko, Director of Sales. This is Chuck Dowd. He's the Director of Sales for Valves. We both are with Flowserve Corporation. We represent about 67 years of experience in flow control. Let's go next slide. So today I really want to start off what's driving this conversation and why you're here. We're entering a historic phase of nuclear expansion. Global capacity is set to more than double by 2050. With that, that means that it's going to require about 1,000 gigawatts of new capacity. That's 40 gigawatts per year for 25 years. That's about 30 new reactors in the next 25 years. And 2/3 of those reactors are over 30 years old. So it's not just about building new reactors. It's about supporting and sustaining the life extensions, modernization, and uprates of existing reactors that are out there. And beyond that, every reactor doesn't operate in isolation. Every reactor requires a supply chain. For every gigawatt of power requires pumps, seals, and valves. So today we want to look at that entire ecosystem that enables nuclear growth safely, efficiently, and sustainably. So let's start by asking the question, is supply chain ready? Are you ready for what's coming? Before we answer that question, I think we need to look at what's been holding us back. You ask anybody in the room or my conversations with people today, it's really about resilience, reliability, investment, cost. These are all challenges, but they also reveal some opportunity. After 3 decades of low build, many suppliers have downsized, many have exited nuclear altogether. And now we're asked to scale up. But this time with stricter quality, more regulation, and global transparency. So the real question is not do we have qualified suppliers, but do we have enough qualified suppliers that are resilient, diversified, and connected enough to handle global expansion? So let's talk what it is and what it's going to take the supply chain to grow, to meet demand without sacrificing what matters most. To reach our goals, every part of the ecosystem needs to expand and expand rapidly. From fuel to talent to major manufacturing, engineering, design, we're going to have to expand, but expand without sacrificing safety and quality. It's a balance. As my kids would say, 6-7. I'm not sure that translates or I really understand it, but it's about speed and vigor. If we move too slow, we won't meet our decarbonization or energy goals. If we move too fast, compromise safety, we're going to lose trust and any momentum that we've gained in this industry. To build faster and smarter, that's the task at hand. We see it through better design integration, advanced qualification, and smarter collaboration between EPCs, users, OEM, and the supply chain.
Okay, good morning. Before we dive into this topic, I want to take a few minutes just to introduce you to Flowserve and tell you about our commitment to the nuclear industry. Flowserve is a world-leading manufacturer and aftermarket service provider of comprehensive flue control systems. We're a very large corporation. We operate over 50 countries with about 16,000 employees. We have over 50 recognized product brands. We have one of the largest installed base in the industry, and we manage over 5,000 critical assets. across 10,000 customers annually. And we do that all with over 228 manufacturing facilities around the world. But scale isn't just about size, it's about capability. And it's that capability that allows us to react quickly to qualification needs, to leverage digital manufacturing across continents, and to provide the resilience that the nuclear industry demands today. So Flowserve is about reliability, and we like to think we bring that reliability to every one of our nuclear partnerships. I'm going to show you now a quick video to demonstrate Flowserve's commitment to the nuclear industry. I think I am. Here we go.
The world needs abundant energy. But more than that, it needs safe, reliable, and clean power to grow economies, support communities, and sustain the future. Nuclear power is rising to meet that challenge.
Nuclear energy is essential to creating a cleaner, more sustainable world for the next generation. Flowserve's 3D growth strategy to decarbonize, diversify, and digitize supports the global energy sector's transformation toward low-carbon sources. And we're proud to partner with the world's nuclear leaders to deliver solutions that enable the global expansion of nuclear energy.
Our commitment at Flowserve is stronger than ever. We are the global leader in flow control technologies for the nuclear power industry, and we're dedicated to partnering with industry leaders and communities to help drive this important growth. Flowserve has more than 5,000 pumps, 15,000 valves installed in over 300 reactors around the world. And with more than 15 facilities worldwide equipped to support nuclear projects, we can combine our global strength with local expertise. Our reach means we're ready to deliver solutions seamlessly, no matter the region or the challenge. Our impact is clear. Our nuclear dedicated manufacturing sites include advanced testing and qualification facilities. And our legacy of performance, precision, and trust forms the foundation for our future. By working closely with our partners, we help accelerate the deployment of safe, reliable nuclear energy to new markets and communities, enabling expansion and securing what already exists.
Nuclear safety is a guiding principle behind everything we do, from engineering and testing to delivery and on-site activities. In nuclear, quality is not an option. It's the foundation of everything we deliver. Every pump we design and manufacture meets the strictest standards for nuclear applications.
Every valve we produce contributes to safe and efficient operation to nuclear power plants. What motivates me is knowing that through strong nuclear safety culture and attention to quality, our work helps to ensure that nuclear energy remains both safe and dependable.
From gigawatt-scale plants to small modular reactors, Flowserve expertise supports the full nuclear life cycle.
Nuclear is how we'll power the economic growth of the future for many different sectors of the economy, from data centers to high-tech manufacturing to industrial applications. Flowserve is proud to be part of that story.
All right. It's a pretty good video, right? That's not my next slide. All right, here we go. The supplier of your supplier is now as critical as your own. That's a pretty simple statement, right? But it's a key reality that the industry is facing today. Suppliers are only as good as the suppliers behind them. So every forging, every pump, every valve, every weld traceability record has a chain of trust behind it. So at Flowserve, we don't just work on our own quality, we pass that quality system down amongst all of our supply chain. We're going to talk now about 4 major trends that we think are transforming the nuclear supply chain. These are the resilient and diversified supply, digital and advanced manufacturing, safety and qualification excellence, and capacity build-out. So we're going to address each one of these independently, and Willis is going to start with trend number 1.
So let me jump back in and talk about trend number one, building a more resilient and diversified supply chain. So the pipeline is no longer hypothetical. It's real. Right now, there's 64 reactors, approximately 66 gigawatts of energy that's under construction right now. Thank you. I'll hold it up. Out of that, there's about 56 pressure water reactors, which are very intense in pumps, valves, seals, and controls. But we're already seeing with this surge that there is a strain on suppliers and qualified suppliers. And for us, we're looking at new build and LTO that is requiring with suppliers to evaluate their current capacity restrictions and plan accordingly to be ready to support the anticipated demand. It's about dual sourcing and multi-region qualification to reduce schedule risks. It's end-to-end visibility of our sub-tier suppliers to prevent obsolescence and counterfeit. And also the regulatory bodies are leaning in. We're seeing them increasingly requiring suppliers to diversification and proof of resilience planning. For us, it starts with what matters most, the components that keep the plant running. We operate multi-region manufacturing across North America, Europe, and Asia. This gives our customer flexibility, no matter where the location or the requirement for local content. Our QRCs, or Quick Response Centers, provide rapid response to repairs, manufacturing, field service, to support refueling, unplanned outages, and new plant startups. This is all backed by standardization, qualified design, and end-to-end digital QA traceability, compressing lead times and simplifying regulation review. So we also have to look at the full nuclear life cycle. It doesn't end when the concrete's poured. Once online, the supply chain doesn't stop. It just changes. We're talking about decades of operation, maintenance, uprates, all the way through to decommissioning. Supporting that complete life cycle gives us early visibility into risks and allows us to address issues before they become downtime. This is where there's a shift from physical resilience to digital transformation. Advanced automation, AI-driven QA tools will help us scale safely and efficiently.
So let's take a look now at how digitalization and advanced manufacturing are reshaping what it means to be a supplier. Digitalization transforms how we engineer and qualify complex systems. It's allowing the industry to move faster, make better decisions, improve compliance more efficiently. So we're going to break this down into a few of the ways technology is helping shape this. When we talk about digitalization, we're talking about building a transparent, auditable, and connected supply chain. The industry is adopting automation, digital twins, and AI-driven quality control. Simulation and digital design accelerate qualification and documentation. Advanced machining, automated welding, and NDE improve reliability and cycle time. And the owners and regulators who value data-rich, auditable quality records can receive those quicker and more accurately with digitization. At Flowserve, we're investing heavily in putting in advanced manufacturing and digitalized manufacturing in our nuclear qualified systems. We're putting in end-to-end digital quality management systems across for full traceability. Putting in automated inspection, digital welding records, and data-rich configuration management. We have continuous investment in advanced machining, additive processes, and nuclear-grade manufacturing capability. And we work closely with the OEMs and nuclear reactor manufacturers early and often to make sure that we can accelerate the qualification process and deliver a usable qualification program. But we know that technical capability isn't the only thing that makes something safe. the backbone of the nuclear industry is quality, and safety and excellence is the most important. So we're going to dive into that now. Today we're facing more demands from Gen 4 reactors, SMRs, coming at us with higher temperatures, more complex conditions, requiring us to use materials we've never used before and challenge them. So it's important, especially if we look at the two left bullets, that qualification of equipment and components are under extreme conditions are rising in priority. And qualification delays or having non-compliances through a program can cause a project to have cost overruns and schedule delays. So it's really important for a company like Flowserve to have an engineering team that's highly trained in the standards and codes that we use to qualify equipment, that are well-versed in creating qualification programs, executing those, and delivering results to our customer. Our regulators and owners demand full traceability, qualified vendors, and risk mitigation programs. We're seeing new standards coming in. We have ISO 19443, which we've recently completed within our Raleigh facility, and ASME Section 3, Division 5, which addresses high temperature requirements, which is very important for the new Gen 4 reactors. And then as we're building reactors in more and more countries, we're looking to try to harmonize requirements across the globe. So how are we responding? Safety, sorry. At Flowserve, our QA is, our quality is built around transparency, traceability, and continuous improvement. A trusted QA program is going to deliver a customer a component that is going to work properly and safely in its intended application. It's going to meet the requirements of all the codes and standards and the design specifications, and we're going to give them that quality documentation package that's correct and auditable. In Flowserve, we look at quality in two ways. We have our qualification for equipment qualification programs to make sure that our components are going to be out there and meet the harsh environments with the mechanical, thermal, and radioactive requirements that we're seeing today. And then our QA program. Our QA programs are tested and trusted and the backbone of our organization. This slide just shows you across our organization, some of these, this is just a sample of the different programs and standards that we work to. You can see the highlight ASME Section 3, Class 1, 2, and 3, ASME Section 3, Division 5. We have our ASME Section 8 U stamp, which is critical for supplying our actuation on our mainstream isolation valves. We work closely with ASME QME1, which all suppliers are required to use now for new construction projects. You see the Canadian standards, CSAN 298.5, ISO 19443, just to name a few. But what this allows us to do is allows us to provide equipment, manufacture and provide equipment to all different regions around the world. So if we look at a real-life example, recently our Raleigh manufacturing facility in the United States, this is an ASME Section 3 facility in our valve division, completed UDT certification with the Polish Technical Authority. This allows us to provide mainstream isolation valves and feed water isolation valves to their AP1000 program. This wasn't just achieved through paperwork. This was a collaboration between QA teams across 2 continents working through all the different standards. Our QA premium program was supported with our NQA1 level lead auditors, our NIAC membership, and our 450 plus vendors that we oversee. Really, this illustrates Flowserve's ability to qualify and deliver nuclear-grade equipment across continents. And turn it back over to you, Willis.
All right, I'll jump into the last trend, which is capability build-out. We all are facing a dual challenge. How do we replace an aging workforce? And before we replace them, how do we have knowledge transfer from our experienced engineers, manufacturers, to the next generation? And how do we do this where we're facing the biggest build-out in 40 years? At Flowserve, it's a core capability building is a core pillar for us. We're focusing in 3 areas. The first is our people. We have an aging fleet, new builds, is a surging demand for qualified engineers. We're looking at we're looking at as for the capability build out. Sorry, I jumped to the next slide, so I'm going to rewind here. But for the capability build out, it's skyrocketing. The need for inspectors, engineers, manufacturers. The industry warns that potentially the biggest bottleneck to nuclear expansion is people, and qualified people that are going to be able to work and maintain and support the supply chain. The UK alone estimates that 20% increase, that's 40,000 new workers this decade, and that story repeats across North America, Europe, and Asia. Which kind of leads us to what we're doing for Flowserve to address this. And for everybody here, the next slide. It's about capability build out and making that a core of what your company is doing. We see it in focusing in three ways. The first is our people, and that's investing in our workforce and QA training across all our nuclear qualified sites. It's investing in putting in place mentorship to retain know-how and have the knowledge transfer. The second is around technology. It's targeting research and development around the new materials, high temperature and advanced coolants that we're seeing in SMRs, and the new needs that we're seeing with advanced reactors. And last is partnership. It's critical to have partnerships with utilities, EPCs, regulators, technologies to give early design input to allow faster qualification and cleaner audits. The earlier we collaborate, the smoother the approval's going to be. And as the demand for nuclear energy accelerates, success will depend on one thing, and that's partnership. No single company, no single country can build this future alone. It requires collaboration across the entire ecosystem. OEMs, EPCs, regulators, suppliers, all moving in sync. If we build smarter, diversify supply, digitize qualification, and invest in our people, we can deliver the next wave of nuclear growth. And that leads us to our final slide, our commitment. It's partnering to enable the global expansion of nuclear energy. We're investing where the industry grows, aligning with customers on quality, and sharing our expertise to strengthen the supply chain. So I want to thank you all for coming and listening in to what we had to say. We'll be right here if you have any more questions or want to have more discussions, or come on over and visit us at our booth. We'll be there for the rest of the day and the rest of the show. So thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.